So today I've decided to talk about why I decided to start making films. So it was not an impromptu decision, like I just woke up one day and I decided that, oh, I'm going to start, working on filmmaking. It's something that I've worked on something like that or that exact thing for a really long time. So for example, in high school, I was in the creative writing club and I was president of creative writing club actually, and we would put together plays and enter them in and contests and things like that. And that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to just kind of like, sit together and just come up with, all these different stories with like-minded other high schoolers. And it was, um, the stories that we would come up with were, they were kind of like dystopian in nature or futuristic or whatever have you, because for some reason I was really into those kinds of ideas. I think it's probably stems from coming from being from two cultures, being born in another country, Nigeria, and then growing up in both places, I would say, I guess. But so I think it always made me interested in kind of like ideas about utopias and dystopias and things like that. And so we'd work on plays that were like kind of along those lines. So also in college, uh, I was into writing then too. So my friend and I, we would write scripts that were, um, but really then it was more just about our exact experiences. So whatever we were going through, whatever our perception of the college life was, we wanted to talk about it, and we were really into it. So during that time period, my writing, by myself or with my co-writers, were always about at that time was about like the experience of being in college. And then after college, I moved back to the place I grew up around, Phoenix, and I kept writing then too. And then I pursued a graduate program in California in LA, and I had friends then who were in acting programs. I mean, in the acting careers in the movie industry, and they would want me to write like monologues and things like that, and so I work on that for them, or just like write like short film scripts and things like that. So it was always something that I was always engaged in on behalf of myself or on behalf of somebody else who wanted me to write something for them quickly because they felt like it was something I was good at. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how that began. And but it wasn't something I devoted myself to until it just became more practical for me over time, because I think, as a firstborn coming from the culture that I did, if I just said, oh, I'm going to just stop everything and go and move to Los Angeles and go write scripts or something like that, it would have been completely, stressful for my parents, stressful for me too, probably wouldn't have worked out. So yeah, I didn't do that. Instead, what happened was that it just over time, it became more, I just allowed the opportunity to become more kind of realistic and more stand in front of me as something more that I should do more and more, and it did so. And I just felt like that's the way God worked it out for me. I'm a Christian. That's what I believe in, is that like if something's meant to happen for you, then God will just always bring it back up or bring it through eventually. And so I feel like that's what happened. So so yeah, as of this date, I have a 1 hour film called Orange Sky Grace that was on the festival circuit in 2018, and it won awards for best script writing and semi-finalist and finalist level, just things like that at a number of festivals. And so that was, a fantastic thing to have happen for a project. I was very encouraged by that because I didn't even know that was going to happen. I didn't know that, how many festivals would get into, let alone get awards and give speech at award and things like that. I didn't know that any of that was going to happen. I was really excited to have that happen. I didn't um, foresee exactly how it was going to go. I just knew it was something I was supposed to do, and sometimes that's just what it is. You do. You do what you're supposed to do. You don't foresee the outcome. You can't. And and sometimes the outcome doesn't even look so great. It feels like everything is telling you that it's like that you're, that it's a joke that you're bothering. But sometimes things seem that way, but it's not really the case. It's just kind of like that vibe, that energy's there, so that you'll just shrug it off and say, never mind, I guess I won't do it then. So that you'll feel that way. So I've learned that already, that having that vibe be there is not, you can't really trust it. You have to ignore it and just kind of like have that obedient voice to like, is God saying that this, nudging me towards this? If that's the case, that's the one you obey, not all the things that are making it feel like, what's the point? What do you, that make it feel like a farce. In any case, so in 2019, we started another film called The Lifting. So this year, this is gonna be completed this year, and sent into festival this year's and things like that. So I'm really excited about that because I'm just really proud of this project. It just looks really great. It's a lot more polished than the 1 hour one from a couple years ago, and it's just so, it's an interesting story. I mean, it's um, it's a commentary on politics and health and culture, and just I'm really psyched about it to have you finish. I don't want to talk too much about, because we're not done yet, but we do have a preliminary trailer available, and you can check that out. So yeah, please check it out. It's um, on the website along with this video. So thank you so much for listening. Have a good rest of the day. God bless you. Bye bye.